Hiya, I'm back again. Right, before we do the inside cover, I just wanted to show you that I've now added my lace and my bling to the back of my album. I did that off camera. It's exactly the same as I added it to the front, so you don't need to see that. But what I also did is from the MDF pieces, there's 3 cards, and I took the one with where it says we're all mad here. Did the same thing, went over it with the red, the mahogany, dark mahogany, old mahogany, what is it called? Aged mahogany, oh, get it right, wouldn't I? And then went over with some white gold, what do you call it, starlight paint, just to give it the same sort of sparkle as the front's got. Don't know if you can see that, but okay, so that's on our spine. So that's, apart from the flowers going on, that's our cover done. So what we're going to do now is cut this page. Okay, so from your Alice 12 by 12 papers, if you cut this sheet, you don't have to, by the way, you don't have to use the same sheets as I am, but you can choose whatever ones you want. You don't even have to use the Alice papers. So we want it 7.5, maybe just over, to make sure. 7.5. Okay, so keep this because we're going to need that. And then turn it this way, so you cut this bit here off, and you want to cut that at what did I say, 9.5. Is that right? Yeah, I think. Let me double check. Don't want to cut my paper wrong. I haven't got much of it. Yes, by 9.5. But you want to cut this tag, this piece here off. So line that up, 9.5. Cut that down. Again, keep that because you make a tag and what have you off of that. And this piece we're going to make a pocket. Okay, so that's our page cut that way. All right, so that's our page. Now what we want, no, sorry, it goes that way. It goes that way. See, getting it wrong. So what we want first is a pocket to go down here. So find your leftover bits of cardstock. Don't cut a new bit. Take out one of these. All right, we'll cut it down a bit maybe. So I want to use that on it. We could have a bigger pocket. No, we'll cut that down a bit. Okay, so you want a piece like this. All right. Doesn't matter that it's going to overhang a bit. But we do want to cut it down to I'm going to say 3 inches. So we want, no, leave it. Leave it that size at the moment. Get your border punch and punch a little border. If you have got one of these, then punch. If you haven't, then don't worry about it. You don't need to have it. Sorry, I need to get in my head in the way so I can line it up. Let me do it this way. Okay, so oh, so you missed a bit there. That went up already, look. Oh, that's okay. extra. Would help if I put my glasses on, you know. And then the last bit, this end. Okay. So that's going to be our pocket now. I don't want it that high. So what I'm now going to do is, now that it's been punched, let's move this out of the way. What did I say? 3 inch? Yeah. I'm going to cut it down to 3 inches, including the border. Okay. So then that will sit over there like that. Okay. And that will make a pocket. So keep your bits and pieces. Now this, we also need to cut down. So although the border, the whole thing is 3 inches, the bit that we've got is 2.5. So we need to cut this piece at 2.5, but we need to get, yeah, it will, 2.5. Again, keep your bits. And then we, of course, we want the keys in, and we want Alice's Adventure. Alice's Adventure on there. So I'm actually gonna cut that bit off there. See, I'm very selective. All I've done is cut that off. I can use that for something else. So I'm just measuring to fit now. So that's going to come off. I'm on a bit of a border, so I'm going to cut that along a bit, and I'll tell you how long that is. That's about 10 inches. Okay. So 2.5 by, get off, 10 inches. And that will sit nicely on our piece. All right. So what we want to do now, I want to add this to here first, okay? So I'm going to add some tape along the bottom of here, red line tape that's nice and strong. You can glue it, ladies, again. If you want to glue. So make sure that's burnished down properly. Peel away the backing. And then just give that a little bend. Oh, line it up. It might be better to do it that way. So you've got it straight along the bottom, and you've got a little overhang each side of the pocket. Oh, what else? I'm trying to stick it down and it's showing sticky side up. So again, you want to line it up down the bottom of the page and make sure you've got an even overhang both sides. Give that a little score. Where's my scoreboard? Put that in and give it, line it up so that you've got it next to a score mark. Give it a little down like that. Turn it over and do the other side. Which I think is about there. And then just fold those over, both sides. And we're going to glue those down. Can use hot glue for this, ladies, if you want to get your glue guns out. Okay, just put some glue over and fold that over. Make sure it's stuck down properly. And the same for this side. Some glue. And fold that over. Make sure they are going to stick down. Okay, so that's our first pocket. Oh, as you can see, I didn't line the bottom up very well, but that'll be fine. I can ink that with a bit of black. I'll let my dog out. And then we're going to use this. So we need to cut this down a bit, but I don't want to cut the key end, so I'm actually just going to measure it up against my paper so I know where I'm going to actually give it a border. So I'm going to cut just in there like that. So just measure it up with your paper, come in about an eighth, not even an eighth, a 1/16 of an inch. And then cut where you've marked. Alright, again keep these little bits because you can use them. If you've got any fancy corner punches and you want to corner punch that or anything like that, you can do that. Okay, so we're going to glue that down next. I haven't punched properly there, and I don't think I'm going to line it up. I think I'm just going to have to snip it. Yeah, that'll have to do. That's better. Okay. So now we're going to give this a little border at the bottom. Oh, mine looks a bit wonky. Hang on a sec. I was a little bit wonky with my cutting there, so I just took a little bit off the bottom. That's better. Okay, so we're just gonna put that on there like that. So let's add our glue. I'm running out. Hello, Jack Jack. Oh. I did forget to say actually when I was cutting my border, if you don't have a border punch or a border die, then just cut the paper down to 3 inches. You don't have to have one. If you haven't got one, don't buy one specially unless you really want to. So we're going to put that up there. Still looks a bit wonky, but that'll be fine. I'm going to ink the bottom of that anyway because so that's our first page, base page, okay? So we've got a little pocket there. Now what I'm going to do is add some flaps. So let's move that out of the way for a minute. Get your card out again. And let's see what we've got. Some of this I already had in here, so if you haven't got the size, then you may have to cut another bit. I think this is where I went wrong and put them back in the packet. So we are going to have 2 flaps. One coming up and one coming down the page, okay? So let's see what this one looks like. I'm just going to cut a bit off that. So to about there, I think. And then we're going to have one, just gives you a nice size piece for a photo. So this is, let me give you the measurements. Make sure it's all straight. So this is 7.5 inches by, oh, what's that? By 6.5, yeah, 7.5 by 6.5, okay? So you want another piece the same. So what's, that is 7.5 by 6.5. Okay, so we've got, oh, that doesn't look straight again. What is up with my cutter? So we've got 6.5 by 7.5. Okay. Then you are going to want your scoreboard or whatever you use to score with. Okay. So here's mine. Now, on the 6.5 inch side along there, I want you to score at 6 Okay, and then 6 1/8, or 6 1/4, sorry, no, 6 1/4. So 6 and 6 1/4. So that will be on the bottom. Do the same with this piece. You're going to score at 6, and it's not 6 1/4, sorry, because I'm reading it backwards. It's 5 3/4. So 5 3/4 and 6. All right. It's all a learning curve, ladies. And then you want to burnish those score lines. Okay. So what happens, it just gives you a bit of a gap when you fold it over. Gives you a bit of a gap and a bit of room, so that when you attach it, by the time you've put your photo mats and things in there and the photos on, you've got plenty of room. All right, so say that's the bottom piece. It will go up like that. This is therefore the top piece, so we're going to do the same again. Burnish it down. Okay, now, because this is, if you want a decorative edge, again, you can use this and go along, or if you just want it to come down to a point, you can cut, you know, measure up, say, no, sorry, find your middle up the top first, which is supposed to be 7 1/2, yeah, 7 1/2. So you want to mark the middle, which will be 3 3/4. Is that about right? So mark the middle, say 3 3/4 with your pencil. And then find that mark, measure up, I don't know. Measure in, sorry, not up. Say 2 inches, no. Say 1 1/2 inches. Make a mark. Same on the other side, come in 1 1/2 inches, make a mark. And then what you can do is cut down, sorry, like that. Or, no, ignore that, that's completely wrong. You want to come up, say, oh, I don't know, 2 inches and make a mark. I think I should do this now just to show you. So 2 inches there, and then 2 inches the other side. And then find your middle. So 7 1/2 is 3 3/4. So 3 3/4, which is there. But you don't want like a point. So what I would do is go either side, say, let's say, half an inch, okay? So you make this mark at 3 1/2, and then the next mark will be, if you're measuring, half, 1 2 3 1/2. No, 1 2 3, yeah, 3 1/2. And then you want to measure in here, half, 1 2 3, and make another mark. Okay, so then what you do is find your corner pieces. And then you just can cut those off. I don't know if you can see the pencil mark there and there. And that'll give you a nice pointy edge. But I'm not going to do that. I want to use my board punch. Okay, so there. There. Keep it straight. And there. Okay. And then that one will sit like that. Okay, now, I know what I've forgotten to get is my magnets. So I need to find my magnets. I have no idea where they are. So I will be back, ladies. I'm going to have to stop the video and go and find my magnets. I forgot to get them out. So I'll be back soon. I might upload this and do another one. See you soon.